Hey, what's up everyone, Tobias Dauber here, back with another watch review. On your screen right now is the Thomas Earnshaw Grand Calendar. Now, Thomas Earnshaw was a pretty famous old watchmaker that made luxury and very high quality watches. This isn't the same thing. This is just a company that has bought the name and started producing cheaper watches. This one's about $350. It's definitely no Rolex, it's no Omega, it's no Longines, it's a modern Thomas Earnshaw. And what is a modern Thomas Earnshaw? Well, let's take a look. So in terms of the specifications, I grabbed them off their website. One weird thing is that they don't show very much in terms of the specifications, so you have to do some guessing, which I've done, and those guessings are probably not going to be 100% correct, but here we go. It's from the collection Grand Calendar, and the specific model in that collection is called the ES-8043-02. The movement is automatic. It has 3 hands with 4 complications, those being the day, the date, the month, and a 24-hour indicator. So right off the bat, it's a complicated watch. The case is stainless steel. Its diameter is 41 millimeters. The case's thickness is 13 millimeters, so it's not a very thick watch. The case color is stainless steel. However, this model is also available in gold, rose gold as well. The dial color is called silver white, but it's also available in some other colors on their website. And the band color is black. It's also available with a brown leather. The strap is a buckle strap. Its water resistance is 5 atmosphere, so that's 50 meters. Do not swim or shower with it. And the bandwidth is 20 to 18 millimeters. It weighs 100 grams and you get 2 years of international warranty. Now, the weird thing with this spec sheet is they don't show you what movement it is. The movement does look really cool from the back. However, I'm sure that it's a mass-produced cheap movement with nothing special really, and also they don't tell you which kind of glass there is. It is mineral though, so scratches can get on there pretty easily if you bump into something or drop the watch or something, so be careful with that. So let's do an overview. The watch face is very complicated because it has a lot of complications and a skeleton look. And what are complications? Well, complications are anything in a watch that is not telling the time. This particular one has, as said before, the 24-hour indicator, the weekday, the date, the month, and the 24-hour indicator. The skeleton look basically means it doesn't have a dial that is 100% white or 100% black. It's actually transparent, so you can see a bit of the automatic movement from behind, which looks like a skeleton basically, but that makes it a lot more complicated in terms of just looking at the time. It's got rose gold colored hands. They are very thin. The crown can of course be used for winding the watch, and a weird thing with the crown is if you look from the side, it's blue for some reason. I don't know, it looks weird, but that's the way it is. The case is polished stainless steel with a lot of shine. It is water resistant to 5 atmosphere, which is not okay for showering or swimming. It has glass on the backside to show the movement, which does look nice, but as said before, it's just a cheap mass-produced movement, so nothing sentimental about that. The leather band feels and looks pretty fitting of the watch, so you easily forget that you're wearing it. Now with that said, let's take a look at the pros and cons. Pros: it's very dressy, so if that's what you're after, that's a big pro. And it does have many features in an automatic watch for just $350. It's very cool to see so many complications in a watch that is both automatic and not so expensive at the same time. The leather band feels like it's of quality, it has a nice feel to it, and it will probably hold up very well. So, cons. It's got mineral glass, which means it's not scratch proof. It's kind of hard to read the time because the hands are so thin and because the dial is so complicated. So if what you're after is just a utilitarian look where you can just easily see the time, this is definitely as far as you can get away from that. The movement is nothing special, it's mass produced. It isn't, the most cool movement there is out there. It's just a normal automatic movement with 4 complications, which still is pretty cool. Another con is the weird blue dot on the crown. I don't know why it is there, however it is, and there's nothing to do about it. It's just a weird blue spot on the crown for some reason. Next up is no waterproofing, which doesn't really matter anyway because you have a leather band on it, which is also not waterproof. So it's also a dress watch, so you should not be swimming with it anyway. However, it is good to know that this watch will probably die if you decide to go snorkeling or diving or anything like that with it, which you shouldn't do anyway. Another con is that because of its very many complications and just in general because it's an automatic movement, the service costs will be pretty high, and that's not very easy to chew on when the watch itself only costs about $350. I'm guessing if you have this watch for like 10 years, you're probably going to spend about $150 on just service costs. Many watches in this price point decide to go for quartz movements instead because they are so cheap to service. It is pretty cool to have a mechanical watch on your wrist though, instead of, some normal quartz movement that's basically just a computer. The next con is that there is no loom at all, which means reading the time in the night is impossible. Next up is the watch is not accurate compared to quartz. It's gonna run at least plus minus 10 seconds per day versus like 20 seconds per year on quartz. And at this price point, they should have just chosen quartz, in my opinion. So as a conclusion, if you are after a very dressy watch with features that start conversations but don't really care about the actual quality of the movement, waterproofing, scratch-proof glass, etc., I think this Thomas Earnshaw watch is a pretty good buy. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, please do leave those in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.